at Riverside.
Some good individual music for the podcast. So thank you very much for joining us here on the SpyShack Podcast, podcast where superfans get together to talk about the latest episode of Survivor. Today we're going to be diving into episode 6, Feel the Fomo of Survivor 47. Another great episode.
Yes.
And I think something that we've finally been waiting for.
Oh my goodness. Yes. And I need to say that this season has been fantastic. It is so much better than last season. Like, last season was just awful. I didn't like it. This season has been so great. Everything. It's always great. I can't think of another word.
It's very
intense.
Hard to say what can make a good season.
Yes.
But just the simple thing of actually having competitive tribes, not just that one tribe that just gets eliminated the whole
I think that's what it is, because when they merged, I remember I was counting, even though I knew how many is in each tribe. I'm like, wow, it's pretty even. It's not, there's 2 people left and 6 and 6.
Mm-hmm.
It was even, and you have so many people who want to play, right? Sometimes you don't have that many people that want to play. We've had people literally quit. So it's a great season to see everybody really play. I can tell you this, I'm confused about one person's game plan, and that is Sue, and why she keeps on telling people she's 45.
We said that last time. We don't see the reason why she needs to lie. It's not like it's doing any type of
No, I think
advantage.
it does her injustice, to be honest, because she looks a whole lot older than 45. Maybe some sun damage. I'm not saying she's an unattractive person. I'm just saying she looks weathered, right?
She just doesn't need to be lying about that.
But she doesn't need to be lying, because to me, it's more impressive at 55 to almost beat Kyle, right, than it is at 45. So that, to me, nobody thinks... I think it's her way of thinking, right? She thinks that older people are not as strong. She must think that, or must have thought that, because nobody thinks about age on these tribes unless they're so old they're slow.
Well, I just think that she thinks that people are going to have a perception, like you're saying, and I think right now she's the only one with that perception.
Yes.
And in all honesty, if people were really saying, the old people need to go, she's still among the oldest, whether she's lying about her age or not. So they would have gotten rid of her. I think that she's lying about her age for nothing. I think she just needs to just complain. She's doing the whole. What was his name from the 18-year-old? Remember from a couple of seasons ago?
Oh my God, Michael. Yes. Oh my God. I'm going to tell you this right now. You believed he wasn't 18. You believed he was in his 20s. It was believable, right? Because he didn't look 18, right? He was built. He was tall. He was mature. So we had all these different guests. We've had other 18-year-olds, but they looked 18. But it just doesn't make any sense. And I think that she must have said it many times. Because for them to show it twice meant that she didn't just say it to 2 people.
And the thing is that that they're not buying it. That she's
no, they're not. No, but there's no way Saul was like, yeah, we're the same age. Get out of here. I just...
Well, how old is Saul?
And then 42, I think he said.
Yeah, they're only like 3 years apart. No, I don't think so. Sorry.
Right, but then who said that she was the daughter with Caroline? Is that her name?
With Carolyn.
Yeah, so I mean, somebody said that, and clearly it shows that you're just older, because
she just wants to
be young.
I think it's the whole thing I was saying last time. Remember how I think if I'm mistaken, I can't remember. I think Tina has been the only like older woman, right, that has won.
I love
I
that
don't.
Tina's
Oh, I
from
guess.
Jersey.
But I think she was actually seen as the mother figure, and what we said last time. Remember that the mother figure betraying someone seems to hurt more than a regular. I wouldn't say regular. I guess another female hurting you. Like
Right.
let's say
I agree.
whether it's
Because
actually
there's a
a real thing
nurturer
or
behind it.
yes, exactly. And I really think that that's why people get upset when the mother figure it ends up being the one that stabs you in the back.
Right,
And
but to me, there's nothing motherly or nurturing, and I'm not saying she's not a good person about Sue. Like, I don't think she's nurturing, or I'm not saying she's not nurturing. I'm just saying she's not the quote
at least we're not
unquote.
seeing it.
Yeah, it's just not there. I think she's had a rough life. Like I think she has. I think I'm don't she was
She
sitting
might
on
be nurturing with her family, with
she
her
could be
actual
a
friends,
hundred
and
percent.
yeah.
I don't
hmm
know her personal life at all, but in this
I
game,
personally,
she's not my cup of tea.
am more. I'm closer to the people that I actually know. When it's among people that I do not know, I like I said last time, I would be willing to vote people off. Just even if I did know you, if it's a game for $1 million, I would
Okay,
vote you off.
okay, okay. I'd vote you.
Yeah,
I said I'd vote
exactly.
you out in a second, so I wouldn't think twice about it. I'm not saying. I mean, I would take you as far as I could because I know that we'd be loyal, right? So we'd have to create this bond and then just say, listen, we know we're going to cut each other, so we're at least going to go to final five, and then from there, we got to take it. Because I
We'd
don't
be
think
loyal until a better option came around.
right. That's it. Exactly. Because I want $1 million. Do you know what I
Yeah,
mean?
and
That's
that's the
gonna
thing.
change my life. You'll still be my
And like I
friend
said
after.
before, it's a game. It's a known game that people lie about. It's a known thing that people stab each other in the back.
Yeah,
It's something that it is known. I get why people can get upset at losing, but the whole thing of holding a grudge for years and years, I don't see it. However, we'll see. We have had a couple of blindsides we did miss last week because I was busy celebrating my anniversary. But we did get to see a really good episode with Andy doing a really great job. And like I said before, I think Andy is a better player than what we're seeing. He's just needs to get out of his own way.
I agree with you because he had no there's times he's so aware and so strategic and so smart, and I'm like yes, 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 right,
And he's
and
known when to give the information up and when not to give the information up.
yes, yes,
We'll
he
get to it
does.
later.
He's very good at that too. So
When
yes,
he's not panicking, when he's not panicking.
yes, and you just have you need like Sam to constantly and Sierra they have to kind of coddle him and calm him
And just
down
reassure
and
him.
handle him with kid gloves. I do think he might stay a little bit more loyal to Sam because now they're merged. They're two big guys. They kind of have to stay together because they might go after strong men. This is the time I'd get at the men,
Yeah.
because of these challenges.
Well, let's talk about the merge real quick. Merge happened right
Yes,
off the bat.
and the challenge and the reward and everything. I
Oh
was
yeah,
so
the
hoping that Rome was on the team that lost. I was like, please, I don't want him on
well
this
let's
reward.
let's talk about the advantage that happened. That was, I mean, how did they put that sign up without Tuku noticing that they're out there hammering something into the ground? And because the boat came in the same spot like they always do, at least I think it is. And all of a sudden there's a sign that says about the advantage that is hidden somewhere in the
I
camp
wonder
or in the
if
area.
they made them go somewhere. Like you got to go somewhere. We got to set something up, and then then they fill them in the water, and then oh look, look
Uh,
what we some. I
Yeah.
thought that when that first challenge with the advantage, I would have probably dug right by the sign just because I would have wanted to not just pass it. But when I saw that buoy, I was like, well, I know I saw another show where there was something in the water in a buoy and two people were fighting over it, and I can't
It was
remember what
last
reality.
season. It was last
Thank you.
season.
Okay, I'm like, didn't I
Yeah.
just see this? I'm like, did they not watch the show? No, they couldn't
Wait,
have seen it.
was it last season or was it the beginning of this season? No, it
I
was
thought
last
we,
season, I think.
yeah, I
No,
know
no,
we
no. It
saw.
was the season. It was the season. It was in with Aisha and oh,
Oh
what was his
yes,
name?
it was the guy. It was the guy. It was the guy that he just
The
because
football guy.
Aisha was really going for it, and the guy already had it, and
Asia.
I don't think he didn't want to be aggressive with
Mm-hmm.
her, but he it was like his,
Yeah, yeah. It
So
was
I
this.
don't
Yeah, it
know
was this
why
episode. It was this season.
how did they not know it'd be on a buoy again? That
Well,
didn't.
the whole thing is that Sam saw it. Sam
I
saw
know, and
that
I
that
would
it was
rather
there, and
him.
he like, eh.
I wanted him to find it over Genevieve, and I
Mm-hmm.
need to say that before the show started, I did not think I was gonna like Sam. I
Same.
thought he was gonna be that typical annoying jock, and he's not. He is exactly what he said he was. He called himself some threat, and I'm like, oh my god, this guy's so full of himself. He's definitely not that, and he is. So I'm like, he's nice, he's charming, he's a
Mm-hmm.
great player, he's all those things. I like him a
I don't like
lot, and I did.
Genevieve still,
No, I still
although
don't like Genevieve.
I did that. She was willing to do the plan at the end of the episode,
Yes,
but
that was good. Oh, and I like how some of them, and it's gonna get out, know that Sue has the idol
well,
because
that's what
it
I'm going to talk
took the
about.
new tribe to come over and be like, "What the fuck is this red paint everywhere?"
Well, that's what I was gonna say. Look, first of all, we have Sam not noticing not realizing that the buoys like something special. We apparently didn't. They Tuku didn't notice that they were hammering a sign in their. But then they were like, well, maybe they did this and that. Well, how did nobody find the evidence that Sue left behind? It wasn't really well hidden. There was
No,
paint everywhere. Apparently, these guys, the people found it right away. There's
they
no way.
did.
There is no way. What were these people doing? I don't get it.
And now they
I don't get
two
it.
of them, Caroline and what's the other girl's name?
Tiana.
Tiana. They both know she has the idol. Maybe
Yeah.
Caroline might not give it
What's
up, but Tiana's gonna spill the beans.
well, the thing is that she believes that she was still hiding it really well, and the thing is that she still held on to it in the same. She never opened it for 2 days. She held. What if it was something where you had to go get something else, and then all of a sudden she's trying to use it and she's barely opening it. She took
Oh,
forever to open that thing.
she's just not that likable for me. It's nothing. I, I, I don't know what it is.
To me, it's
I,
more not game savvy.
she's just not. And she was. What was she? She wanted to get out Kyle at the
Hmm.
merge. And I'm like,
Was
why is she going
she?
after Kyle so hard? Like, she was really going after him until Kyle, like, complimented her. And
Hmm.
then it was like, oh, okay.
Well,
I'm
let's talk about
45. I'm so young.
the challenge that left Rome out of the out of the
That was
advantage. I mean,
fantastic.
out of the feast. Um,
I like this. This
really.
was a little bit different, too.
Oh no, yeah,
Right?
definitely. I do like that they only had one person that was safe from the vote.
Yes,
And I mean
me
not
too.
safe from the vote. That was safe from having to vote. That's what I meant.
Yes, because I
Because
want to see more people scramble.
well, yeah, not only that, but the 6 people not voting, they don't have to worry about anything
Yeah.
about them going home. But then they don't. I forgot how to
No, it's
impact.
like they
Did
don't
they
go
vote?
home, but they still vote. Isn't
Oh
that
yeah,
how is
okay,
it?
yeah.
Yeah.
I
I
don't know how
like
much.
that everybody, and I hope that it stays that way. That we're not gonna
I
go
don't.
to two. And I do really like the immunity necklace. Oh my god, I love it.
It's very gaudy.
It's very gothic. I love it has like a bat with a skull, and
Yeah.
Kyle has the bat tattoo on his back.
I thought that Sue was actually gonna drop right away, and like you said it earlier, it's very impressive that she stood up against Kyle
Yes, it is.
till the very end, and she waited till the very last section where they're just
She
gonna keep going
did.
until someone drops. Yeah.
I was like, oh my god, she better not win this. Even though I thought Rome was going home anyway, I just said, don't get your hopes up, Kim. You know, they're making you believe this with the edit. There's no way it's going to go this way. It just never happens. Like, because it usually is a scrambling, they'll juggle back and forth. I mean, it was Rome from the merge, you know, and it usually
Yeah,
doesn't
yeah.
stick like that.
And
So,
the thing is, I kind of felt that maybe there might be a little bit of shenanigan with the editing, and maybe
yes.
Rome might not go home. But they
Mm-hmm.
kept laying it on way too thick, where he was just rubbing it in people's faces. He really thought that people were on his side, and as soon as they did
Yes,
that, I'm like, "There's no way he's not going home because they're just showing way too much of him."
yes. I think the last 10 or 15 minutes is when I said, all right, maybe he's not. But then I'm like, oh my God. But then once it was really getting close to them getting ready to walk to tribe, I'm like, well, nobody's scrambling. Nobody's doing anything.
Hmm.
We would have saw another name drop before tribal if really it was somebody else. And then when Probes let Rome sit in his spot, I knew. I'm like, oh yeah, he's
Just
gone.
run home.
This is Probes' love letter to you. Like, thank you. This I want you to fulfill everything in your dream. I'm gonna help you do that. And I thought it was a kind gesture of Probes. And then that was the moment I'm like, all right, I don't
Now,
completely
according to
hate
him,
Rome.
according to Probst, he does not know what's going on in the camp. So according to him, he doesn't know like what actually is happening. They don't really catch him up. He just goes in and interrogates. I don't know how true that is,
Yeah, of
but I
course. And
feel
then he
like
just
he
knows
would not.
exactly what questions to ask.
Well, supposedly they catch him up, but the thing is, if he didn't know that maybe Rome might be the one that's going home, because they had at that point they hadn't even really pointed at Rome, right? If they hadn't pointed, if he didn't know, he would not have just let him in. But one thing about Probst is that he loves a player that loves the game, and
Yes.
I think Rome, for as flawed as he was, he it's not that, like I said, he's probably a great guy. We said it, we didn't like him
Yes.
in the show, but we said that he's
Right.
probably a great guy at home. I think
And
he
you saw that in
over.
the end when
Mhm.
he was
He
leaving, when he
over.
thought
He
how to
just
play this game. And
he
to be
just had too
honest,
much.
I
Like,
didn't know
I
he
need
was
to
a
do this,
super
this, and
fan.
this.
I really didn't
Someone had
believe.
said, I don't know, I don't know how true this is. Someone had said that he possibly just started watching the show not too long ago, and he caught up with all the seasons. I don't know if he said that or I forgot where
I
I heard
don't
that
know. You
from.
see, I thought that,
It
but
doesn't
then the way
matter.
he was at Tribal, you would have thought that he's been watching it forever, how much he loves the show and probes and this and
Well,
that.
I'll say something about this right here. Um, just like 3 years ago, I started watching Doctor Who. I am a super fan of Doctor who talks about it with to anybody who what's it called, that would hear, that listens, will listen, because I am that much invested in all the seasons. I have my favorite Doctor, I have my favorite episodes, and anybody and anytime that I can say something about it, I will say something about it.
Okay.
My ringer
So
is
if I
Doctor Who.
can see that if he started watching it a couple of years ago, then you becoming a super fan. That makes sense.
Now he remember he said something about being the godson because the Godfather, Rob Mariano,
Yes.
who was the boot in his first season of the um at the
I'm never
merge.
gonna remember. Who was it?
Rob.
Oh, that's right. That
It was Rob.
was.
Yeah. So hey, he's got that going.
And
I'm
he
pretty
did
sure he's
win
gonna
me
get
over
brought
in
back sometime.
tribal. I mean, at tribal when he spoke a little bit and then he said, "I love you all." Blah blah. It's just a game. I said, "Okay, he's not." I'm glad he's gone because he just
I
didn't know how to play.
I think he was just too erratic. Like I said, I don't
Yes,
mind someone playing hard and playing um, at the way he played if he wasn't so
messy
like
in your
not
face.
even messy. Yeah, in your face. Like the whole thing he did with Soul, he did mend it kind of, but still, like it rubbed people the wrong way.
Oh wait, you know what we
So
did? We skipped over the entire challenge again. We got to talk
that's
about the challenge.
no,
We just we
we
skipped it
kind of did
because
talk about the challenge.
we didn't talk about the mud and then the puzzle with the key.
I'll talk about the. I think we can skip to the very end because I think Sue did just what we thought she was going to do in this particular challenge. She did keep up though. She did
Oh,
keep
I'm
up.
sorry. You're right. I'm thinking of something different.
Hmm. And then that made that little thing where people that they, once
The
again
ball.
making it to two people instead of just one, like they've done in the past. Um, really adds that added challenge. And Rome's what's it called? Insistent to not move, to not change, really ended up sealing the loss for that side of the team and made him not go to the not only not have a chance at the immunity, but also eliminated him from being able to go to the feast.
Yeah, I think he's
Um,
stubborn, bro. Like he just thinks he
well,
knows.
I think he is stubborn, but also I think he thought he was better than what he thought. Because remember earlier in the season when his team went first, the first time they went to tribal, he was like, "I'm good at everything." It goes, what did he say? It goes, "I've analyzed the challenge, and I think I'm good at every single portion of this challenge."
Oh, that's right.
So, so he's a little cocky too, and that was one of the things that rubbed me the wrong way.
And he didn't make
Um,
jury,
mm-mm,
right? He didn't even go to Ponderosa.
nope. And so let's talk about the kind of thing that's gonna blow up next week because I've been saying it this all season long. Sam saving Andy and keeping him as the number one is gonna come back to bite him in the butt. Andy was not told that he was the alternate or the I guess the secondary name of the vote. Whether Sam, Sierra, or whoever knew about it or not, it is in Andy's head that they knew about it and didn't tell him about it, and it looks like it's gonna blow up. However, um, we don't know about the editing because I feel like they've been really good at the editing the
They
next time for
have
Survivor.
they have really been good, like I said, because at one point I'm like, are they just trying to make me think Rome is going?
Mm-hmm.
Because and I even messaged you. I go, I think they're just fucking. I think they're just messing with our heads. And then as time
Well,
went on, I'm like, no.
there was a moment that I started thinking maybe they are going to get rid of Andy, and they made him use his amulet for nothing. But as soon as Andy said "Feel the Fomo," which is the name of the title, I'm like, nope, he's not going home.
Yeah.
They hardly ever, well, as far as I know, they hardly ever name the episode based on the person going home, unless something really crazy happened.
And I'm
And
glad they got rid of the amulet things. 'Cause that was a waste. I mean, come on, nobody's doing that.
well, I mean, well, they didn't use it, but what's
No.
her name? Danny kept was no, that Danny was Austin, right? Austin is the one and ended up being one of the lone survivor of that. Of it's not exactly the same, but very similar to it. The thing is, look, they made a big deal about Rome calling out how to eliminate it. This is not the first time we see something similar, so we know how to get rid of this this advantage. We know what the other people should do. The other two people holding these advantages should do. They should get rid of the other people so that they have the lone power. And the other people knew. The thing is, what my issue is since the new era, especially since the new era, is that because they know about the journey and they know that there's going to be an advantage, they share everything that comes back. And I believe that is very hindering to the way they play the game. And I think they should stop sharing so much. They should change up some of the things that happen in the summits so that it encourages them not to share, because it really is changing the way that they play once they get back, because they're sharing
Yeah, because
everything that
they're sharing
happens.
everything, and what's the point? I gotta.
Hmm.
There has to be
They
different.
have to share, because then if they don't, they're going to be a bullseye.
Yeah, so they have to change the summit to something different. No more advantages are coming back. It just has to be something different, like a punishment. You
Well,
know,
even that, right? Even that, they something different.
like Exile Island, something that just not Exile Island, but something where no one's worrying about what they're gonna come back with. It's more like, who are you gonna punish on your tribe? You
Hmm.
know what
Hmm.
I mean? So then you got to work it out where who are you sending? And they'll be back before the vote, but you got to see who can you potentially get mad because them
You're
all
punishing
coming back
somebody, but at
and
the same time,
telling
you might
us
give them.
they
Hmm.
might find something out there, but you're
Yeah.
also punishing them. It's way better, and then they're not going to tell you if they found anything because you punish them. Right?
Hmm.
It wasn't like you sent them on some reward treat. No, that would be better for me because it's a waste. There's no excitement when they're coming back and everyone's like, "This is what we did. Here it
Hmm.
is. Do you want to hold it and
And
pass it around?"
like I said in the past, the only person that I remember not sharing that information at all to the very end, what was her name? Winner 42.
I know who you're talking about. Now it's gonna
Marianne. It
bug.
was Marianne.
Yes.
Hmm. Marianne kept her idol hidden to the very end, and whether she was going to win it or not, I feel like that won her additional votes, if maybe if she wasn't already going to win. I honestly think that she won because at the very end, she was the only one that held on to information and did not just blab out everything that came out. And she was able to, well, first of all, she was very, very lovable as a player, but she was the only one that held the secret.
Yeah, that would probably be part of my problem. It's not that holding is. It's just because I have ADHD. I'm an oversharer, so it's just gonna overshare, and I'm gonna have to be like, Kim, shut up,
I get voted
stop
off because I snore.
talking. Oh, I don't snore, so they won't work. There be no vote out. Um, but would you? I don't know why they don't sleep on the sand. Have we discussed this? Why do they sleep on that hardwood? I wouldn't be able to.
I think it's because of
Bugs.
animals, bugs and
Oh.
animals, like maybe the little crabs. But yeah,
Oh. Ugh.
any prediction for what's happening next week? You think the next time on Survivor is being truthful to us? Is Andy gonna turn on Gata?
No, I don't think he will. I think they'll calm him down.
I think they'll calm him down, but I'm still saying that Sam's demise is gonna come
It
at
will
hands of
be
Andy.
Andy, but I don't think it'll be Andy now. I think Andy will calm down. I think Sam will be able to smooth it over with Sierra and just say, we couldn't risk it. We couldn't risk anything. It was, your name wasn't supposed to be written down.
I wonder what
Because
Rachel's
you
gonna do.
understand, Rome changed it by voting for Sam, too. He
Hmm.
flipped the script. Not
I
that it
was
changed anything,
I
but
was
that
actually
could
hoping
count in the end.
I was hoping that maybe someone did try to help Rome out at the end, and that his random vote to
Like a
Sam
hinky vote.
was gonna end up being what sent him home, because now instead of being tied, it was gonna be -1. Um,
That would have
I
been
was
hilarious.
I was really hoping that was gonna happen, but yeah, no, I think I'm glad that the amulet's gone. I'm glad that Rome's gone. Um, and let's see how it goes now. I mean, one erratic player is already enough for the season, which we have Andy,
Oh, I
and
can't do
I think
another.
there's too
There's
many
too
erratic
many
players all
erratic.
at once. Yeah.
Way too many erratic players.
All right, so we'll go ahead and leave it there. I want to thank anyone who joined us on the podcast today.
Right.
Let us know how we're doing, and let us know what you're thinking of. And we are going to be trying to do these on a constant basis. We're going to be coming
Yes.
coming at you with more shows.
And I need to
Later
get
on,
a
we're going to be coming with
charger.
the trader.
Yes, I can't
Uh,
wait for traders. Yes.
we're also keep in mind that in about 30 minutes, we're also going to come back live to do the challenge podcast. And when the Amazing Race finally comes back, we should be doing that too.
I'm gonna
As
be in
far as I
that.
know, that is still coming back.
So I'm here for the Amazing Race. Hopefully it doesn't stink this year. I didn't finish it last year.
So let's hope
Wrap it up?
that we still have it.
No.
I
Yeah.
have not seen the summit, so I don't know how that's going.
No, I'm not watching.
And
I don't want to be cold. I'm not watching people cold.
um, other than that, I don't know what other shows are on. But if
Like
we can
coffee.
continue bringing you new episodes out of the
How about
SpyShack
you?
podcast, we will go ahead and do that.
Yes,
And
we will.
well, thank you very much for joining us here, and we'll see you all next time on the SpyShack podcast.
Thank you.
Alrighty.